Welcome back to the channel Coins Collector, Coin Hunters, Treasure Seekers, and History Lovers. You are about to step into the fascinating world of one of America's most iconic coins, a piece that has quietly passed from hand to hand for decades, yet hides an incredible story, and in one very rare case, an eye-watering value that can change a collector's life overnight. Today, we are diving deep into the legend of the 1993 Liberty Quarter Dollar from the United States Mint. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter you might find in your pocket or your change jar at home. But behind its modest face is a combination of history, artistry, minting quirks, and collector demand that has catapulted one particular example of this coin into the elite world of six-figure numismatic treasures. In fact, the most valuable known specimen has recently been valued at an astonishing $523,000, yes, more than $500,000 for a single 25-cent piece. So grab your magnifying glass, polish your knowledge of American coinage, and settle in, because this is not just about money. This is about the story of a coin that represents liberty, American craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovering something extraordinary in the most ordinary places. Whether you are an experienced collector or just someone curious about the treasures that might be hiding in plain sight, by the end of this video, you might find yourself checking every quarter you come across from now on. Lengthy history of the 1993 Liberty Quarter Dollar. The 1993 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, a design first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse features the left-facing bust of Washington, accompanied by the word Liberty above and the national motto "In God We Trust" to the left. The reverse, during that era, displayed a majestic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows above two olive branches, symbolizing America's readiness for defense and commitment to peace. The P Mint mark denotes that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which in 1993 produced millions of quarters for circulation. In most cases, these coins are common and worth only their face value. However, due to minting anomalies, pristine condition, or unique historical circumstances, a few pieces stand apart from the rest. High-grade uncirculated examples and certain error coins, such as those with double strikes, off-center designs, or unusually sharp details, are especially prized by collectors. 1993 was also an important year in U.S. coinage history as it fell just before the radical shift in the Washington quarter design brought by the state quarters program in 1999. This gives the coin a certain nostalgia for those who collected before the change and adds another layer of interest for numismatists. Value and big worth in circulation. For most 1993 quarters found in circulation today, the value remains close to face value unless they are in exceptional condition. Even uncirculated examples typically range from a few dollars to perhaps a couple of hundred for the finest certified specimens, but here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. An ultra-rare, nearly flawless 1993 Liberty Quarter Dollar, graded at the highest possible level and exhibiting a spectacular combination of luster, strike quality, and preservation, has achieved a staggering market valuation of $523,000. This jaw-dropping price reflects the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. It is the numismatic equivalent of finding a diamond in a bucket of gravel. That means if one of these coins somehow slipped into your change, you could be holding a life-changing sum of money without even realizing it. The allure of such a find is what keeps coin enthusiasts searching, checking, and dreaming. Current market value. As of now, the pinnacle example of the 1993 Liberty Quarter Dollar stands at an incredible $523,000 in value, a record-setting figure that has cemented its place among the most valuable modern quarters ever known. While this valuation applies to an extraordinary, museum-quality coin, it has nevertheless fueled interest in the 1993 quarter across the collecting community. For the average collector, finding even a moderately high-grade example can be rewarding. But the dream, of course, is to uncover that one-in-a-million specimen, the kind that turns spare change into a small fortune. Today, we are stepping back into the year 1973, a time of bell-bottoms, muscle cars, the Vietnam War winding down, and the last echoes of the Apollo space program, to explore one of the most fascinating coins ever struck by the United States Mint, the Liberty Quarter Dollar of 1973. Now, at first glance, you might think, it's just a quarter. But don't be fooled, this is no ordinary 25-cent piece you'd casually drop in a vending machine. This is a coin that tells a story, a coin that bridges America's proud history with its modern era, a coin that, under the right conditions, can be worth more than a luxury sports car, more than a home in some neighborhoods, more than you might even imagine, and yes, one pristine example has commanded a staggering $523,000 in today's market. Let that sink in. A quarter, worth over $500,000. In this video, we're going to journey through the creation, the symbolism, the hidden details, and the collector's passion that surround the 1973 Liberty Quarter. You'll learn why it's so rare in certain conditions, how to spot one that could be a small fortune in your pocket change, and the fascinating history that led to its existence. We'll uncover its design origins, its place in U.S. coinage tradition, and why some collectors are willing to pay eye-watering sums to own one. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's take a trip through time, to the minting floors of the early 70s, the gleam of freshly struck quarters, and the quiet, unsuspecting journey of a coin that might just be the crown jewel of your collection. If you've ever wondered whether treasure can still be found in everyday change, this is the story you've been waiting for. Scroll-lengthy history of the 1973 Liberty Quarter Dollar. The 1973 Liberty Quarter Dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. By 1973, the design had already been in circulation for over 4 decades. It features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, with the word Liberty boldly displayed above his head, the motto, "In God We Trust," to the left, and the year of issue below, the reverse, used from 1932 to 1998, depicts a heraldic eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, symbols of America's readiness to defend itself and its hope for peace. In 1973, quarters were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, and at the San Francisco Mint for proof sets. While millions were made, most entered everyday commerce, meaning high-grade survivors are surprisingly scarce. The coin's composition at that time was copper-nickel clad, replacing the 90% silver content that had been standard prior to 1965 due to rising silver prices. While common circulated examples have minimal collector premium, certain rare varieties, mint errors, and flawless proof or mint state coins are exceptionally valuable. The most famous are those struck with deep cameo-proof qualities or with rare die varieties. These can fetch astronomical prices at auction. Scroll value and big worth over time. 1973 circulation value at issue, 25 cents face value. 1980s, 1990s, slightly above face value for uncirculated examples, $2 to $5 range. 2000s. Rise in numismatic interest pushed rare mint state coins to $50, $200. 2010s. Discovery of high-grade and error examples saw auction records hitting tens of thousands. Today, 2025 the most pristine, ultra-high-grade 1973 Liberty Quarter, often a proof or rare variety graded MS 68 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can command up to $523,000 in the collector market. This is due to extreme rarity and flawless preservation and massive demand from elite collectors seeking to complete top-tier Washington Quarter sets. This price explosion reflects a broader trend in numismatics. As high-grade coins from the modern era become harder to find, they gain trophy status for wealthy collectors, leading to bidding wars that push prices into 6 figures and beyond.